Welcome to the channel. Back in October, I did a video on Formula One coming to Vegas. I'm a big F1 fan as much as I am a poker fan probably. And I wanted to do another video because I wanted to give you an update because Phase 2 tickets, as you see on the screen, are on sale now. This means that the initial tickets that went to a lot of the corporations and those, that was Phase 1. Phase 2 are for the filth like me that we can buy our seats now. So I went out and bought my seat. And I wanted to go over with you the options real quick of what's available. So if you're interested in just knowing about it or if you want to buy a ticket, now would be the time to do it. So let's go into tickets. All right. As you can see, the general admission is sold out. This is like standing room only. You can go in and just kind of hang out and feel a part of the weekend. Those seats are all sold out. They were only in the T-Mobile Zone, which I'll show you the layout here in a minute. Grandstand seats, there's plenty of grandstand seats available. Those are still good. There's still some premium club seats, which are, you know, all these people that are standing on the grandstands here watching the cars go by. That's the premium clubs. You can get private suites, and you can get luxury hospitality, which is the Paddock Club that you see at every F1 track. Grandstand seats. Here's general admission. Over here, this T-Mobile Zone. This is what I was talking about. This is where you can just kind of go in and hang out. Those are sold out. So I would never pay $500 to stand anywhere, you know, and especially here, which is probably my least favorite part of the track. I mean, it'll be fine. You know, it has to mix up the track a little bit with the slow curves and all that. But yeah, this is probably my least favorite part of the track, so I wouldn't pay $500 to do that. So anyway, back to grandstands. So everything's color-coded. This is called the East Harmon Zone. This is the start-finish straight here. The red is the Paddock Club. That's the permanent fixture structure that F1's building for the event. So it'll be there year-round. So it's going to be an actual building that they're working. So the blue is the what's called the East Harmon Zone. So there's a grandstand here on the right when you go into turn 1, and then there's a grandstand here on the left as you go turn 2, turn 3, into turn 4. The seats available here are ADA only. For those of you outside of the United States, ADA is called the Americans with Disabilities Act, and it was a law passed by our Congress that requires that all public venues, public events, basically everything has to have a access for disabled people. So things like wheelchair ramps and those kind of things. All the seats have been sold out except for those that are like, you know, wheelchair accessible. So those are the only ones available. But guess what? Even if you're in a wheelchair, you're paying full boat. Okay, so there's a lot available here at the T-Mobile Zone. $2,000 for a seat anywhere around here. Again, not my cup of tea as far as the location of these. Let's look at the track map real quick here, the ticket map. So this is Ticketmaster here, $2,000 a pop. These are the individual seats available. So if you want to buy one, you know, this is where you do it. I don't think prices are going to come down. I think they're actually going to wind up going up. But if anything did come down where they wanted to unload the seats, it would be here. Because to me, this is like the worst viewing part of the track, of the whole circuit. Like I said, they come up here on the turn 5, they make a sharp right. Not that exciting. This gray, all the gray around the top here, over here towards Sands Avenue, those are already sold out. So that is what's available at the MSG Zone. Then the cars come around. Oh wait, we missed on the, well, North Koval and South Koval I don't think have grandstands. But let's move on. Okay, West Harmon. Now this holds a place near and dear to me because this is where I got my ticket. So I wanted a $1,500 ticket. Several reasons. First of all, I don't want to pay $2,500 if I don't have to. Secondly, anytime you go to the track, you're only seeing one little part of the race. You know, the cars zip by you. You're really there for the spectacle and to have fun with it and all that. So I'm fine with paying $1,500 for it. It's a decent location. It's right at the entrance to the pits and, you know, all that, which is fine. The other thing for me, though, is that I will probably be staying on this side, like the MGM or, you know, Planet Hollywood or Paris, somewhere in here. When racing is done, I will be going to play poker and probably in this area, probably again, MGM, Bellagio, but chances are it's going to be more towards the south side of the strip than it is towards center strip and the north part of the strip. So I'm happy with my $1,500 seats. And there's quite a few seats available here. All the blue in here is available. If you zoom in, it's not as dark blue as it looks. When you zoom in, you can see all these seats over here are sold. So it's mostly, again, here in the middle and the top and those. So I'm in here somewhere. I got a decent seat. I got the end of a row, which is important to me because I'm 6'4". So I like that. So again, I'm fine with this. There's pit lane. So you're going to see them come right through pit lane. All these tickets in the grandstand are 3-day tickets. So you get to, practice qualifying in the race. So again, $1,500 for that in Vegas, it's not so bad. The last grandstand area is what they call the Mirage Zone. That's the yellow zone down here. This is the Mirage Hotel and Casino, which is now the Planet Hollywood. It's the Hard Rock, sorry. It's the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. They want to build a giant guitar-shaped hotel tower in front of the casino. And Formula One had asked them to wait until after the race, but I don't know if they're doing it. I don't know where we stand on that. But what concerns me about this is you can see that the area for the grandstand is right over here in the water. This is where the volcano is. So this tells me that they're probably taking the volcano out. But if you notice here, it says grandstand ticket purchasers in the Mirage Zone will pick their seats at a later date with priority selection given based on time of purchase. They're not doing this for the other grandstands. The other grandstands, you pick your seat. I picked my seat for my Harmon grandstand. But here you got to pay for it, and then you get to pick your seat later. I don't like that because that tells me that the grandstand may not appear, that it's up in the air. So they're not committing to, letting people have their seats. They don't have a configuration figured out. They don't know what's going on. So that's the only reason I'm avoiding this. Otherwise, I'd be happy here because it's right here off of turn 12. They go onto the strip, and it'd be a great place to watch the cars rev up and then watch them, head off towards Bellagio or Caesar's Palace in Bellagio. But I don't trust that they're going to have a grandstand here. They may, but as of now, I don't know. Now you get into the Skyboxes, $10,000 per person to get into a skybox, shared skybox here at the start finish. The South Koval zone, which is this purple zone over here, is right after turn 4. That's $8,000 a person. North Koval is a little bit further down this back straight here, $8,000 a person, and then the rest of them don't have skyboxes. Private suites, now you get to the point where you inquire. This is the North Koval zone here. So all the other skybox suites are shared, which means you could be rubbing elbows with, the hoi polloi. The private suites are basically for companies. You rent it out, you have your clients over, that kind of thing, and enjoy the event. So those are, you're paying for the entire suite. So they'll have catering for however many tickets they give you to let people into your suite, that kind of stuff. And then there's luxury hospitality. And that's basically the Paddock Zone, which is where'd we go? That's basically the Paddock Zone, which is the red one over here. The Paddock Club sold out, of course, and a lot of those are probably people that go from race to race. The bigger, the major sponsors, they give out tickets to their clients in the local area, that kind of stuff. So that's already sold out. The Grid Club is specific for this event, and that one, apparently there's tickets available, but you have to inquire. So there you go. So those are the ticket types. All right, let's take a tour of the circuit. This is the start finish. We're starting here at the start finish. Here we go. So turn 1, turn 2, you can see the grandstands here. There's the Paddock Club or the Koval suites and all that stuff. Now we're on Koval. We're racing down here on the back straight. We're headed towards the MSG sphere on the right-hand side. You can see the big blue marble thing. Here's turn 5, the sharp turn. Now look on the right, there's grandstands. These are the ones that aren't selling so well. On the left, they're selling fine. And then through here, all the tickets are selling through fine. So, but again, these are slower turns. You're probably not going to see a lot of passing here. Turning on to sands. There's the monorail just above on the right-hand side here. Kind of zipping through here past the MSG stuff. Here's the Venetian Expo, which used to be the Sands Expo, which is a convention center. And you're coming up here towards the Palazzo on the left, Treasure Island on the right, and now you're on the Strip, and you just start zipping down. So the Mirage stands will be here on the right. Caesars is on the right. Here's Harrah's on the left. And then the Horseshoe is on the left, and you can see the balloon for Paris. You can see Bellagio on the right. So they're zipping along here until they get up here to Planet Hollywood on the left and Cosmopolitan on the right. And they're going to make a left here on the Harmon. Zip through here, little kink, and then go up Harmon. My seat is up here on the left. Here we go into where the pit lane's going to be, the entrance. And then they zip through here, and start finish is right at the beginning of that, right after that last corner's start finish line. So that is the track layout. I think it's a decent track. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think with these cars, these 2022, 2023 spec cars, I think are pretty good. Here's the paddock feed. You can see they're still building it. It's got a long way to go, but they're working on it, and they'll get there before November. Right now, you can get in for $1,500 as your entry price point. The $500 standing room only seats are probably going to appear on Ticketmaster for resale shortly after the tickets are signed or issued, and so they're going to go up. But again, do you really want to stand? No, you're going to be walking. It's going to be a lot of walking. Vegas is always a lot of walking. And to get up there is going to be a lot of walking. So $1,500 is pretty much your entry point. And that's like $1,700 after, taxes and fees. So if you want to do it, now's the time to get your ticket. But regardless, it's going to be a great event. I know a lot of people have been, saying negative things about it. And, money's going to ruin F1. And it's like, no, F1 has always been a rich person sport. Fans have options. There are inexpensive tracks in different places around the world, but guess what? Vegas isn't going to be one of them. Vegas is about money. It's about glitz and it's about glamour in a different way than Monaco, but still the money's there. And so that's why everything's expensive, but don't worry, the market's there. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll do another one as we get more news and we get closer to the race. And until then, I'll catch you on the next one.